Hey everyone, it's Blair here at Time Trades. I hope you're having a great weekend. This is the weekly video for Sunday, January 30th, 2022. Okay, so it was a very interesting week last week with a very strong move down on Monday. We were positioned short heading into that, and that turned out to be a very profitable day with huge range and volatility. One of the things I found is that the Mondays after OPEX seem to be very volatile. That turned out to be the case this week. We were well positioned heading into that with shorts on indexes as well as some financials, and that worked out really well. So heading into the rest of the week, there was some wide-ranging consolidation here on the Qs. On Friday, we had a very strong day up, and it looks like this is a corrective wave within a broader or an upwards correction within a broader bear market or downtrend. That's my assessment of what happened on Friday. There may be some follow through on Monday, but we continue to have a lot of down pressure. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. Let's say down pressure, less down pressure than certainly what we saw in the last couple of weeks. Okay. And there's some other factors to consider that are making us believe that we may be coming to the end of this bearish move down. Okay, we also have some pivot low probabilities popping up, 14% on February 4th, and that is also influencing our approach as well. So heading into this week, I'm thinking we see a continuation of the rally from Monday. It'll be interesting to see how strong that is. And then a resumption of the downtrend into these pivot lows that we're seeing on February 3rd, February 4th. So this is a common pattern that we see in both the Qs and let's take a look at the diamonds. We also see this in the diamonds as well, with 65% probability of a pivot low on Thursday, February 3rd. We see something similar in the spiders. And the spiders are showing a pivot low and its first 2 standard deviation increase in a long time on Thursday, February 3rd again. So if you're playing this on the downside, you definitely need to be nimble, and you definitely need to take profits quickly, and don't be greedy on the downside here, because this could reverse very quickly, and it's very easy to see short side profits turn into big losses if you're not nimble. Let's take a look at IWM. Okay, so here is the IWM small caps. We had a big pivot low last Friday. There's a smaller probability pivot low on February 4th of about 19%. So, but we're also seeing the probability of some moves up this week as well. So this tells me the downside action is going to be limited on IWM as well. But let's take a look at another data point that we've got, and that's our time trade script in TradingView. So I'm going to flip over to that, and I'm going to go over what we're seeing here. So so far, the purple lines have been pretty reliable in terms of identifying local pivots. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here, and we can see what's happened recently around the purple vertical lines. You can see visually how they've lined up so very, very well with local pivots, and that continued again this week, where the high of the week was on Tuesday Wednesday, and that aligned with this purple line local pivot identifier. Okay, so that's been good, but we're coming up to an interesting pair of teal lines here. So we've got the first one on February 9th and the second one on February 23rd. And these teal lines in general mark the midpoint of the green period. And sometimes there's one of them, sometimes there's two of them. These are all based on natural cycles, so there's some natural variation in it. But the teal lines tend to mark major pivots. So if this move down continues lower, I'm looking at these days to be potential major reversal points, okay? So if we go back in time and look at what happened around these teal lines, you can see it fairly consistently calls major reversals. In August of 2021, it was basically within a week of a major reversal down. In March of 2021, it got it within a day. Okay, so that was the lowest point, lowest price within that entire green period, which is about 5 months long. And here in September 2020, it caught that that period as well. There was a major low September 11th, and then an even lower low September 24th, and then a reversal out. Okay. And then finally, of course, the COVID low, March 17th, that also was within days of the actual low. So this is another data point that makes us think that, you know, maybe there might be a little bit more downside here. If things really get bad, or if the news really gets bad, or there's an early interest rate increase, or if things get out of hand in Ukraine, then we could easily see a big swoosh down into one or both of these dates. Okay, so just trying to bring to your attention all of the information that we've got at hand and to try to keep a step ahead of the market here. But the probabilities continue to indicate maybe at most one more downside move this week, and then a possibility of a correction. So let's go back to time trades, and I want to just sort of bring up, we can go to the Qs here, and I want to bring up one more data point here within time trades, something to be aware of. We've got short-term waves. Short-term waves yellow will be making a low and changing direction on February 4th. Okay, and look what happened last time this happened. Back on October 19th, short-term wave yellow made a bottom, changed direction, and as it headed into the yellow period, very strong upward move. And in fact, this upward move started even before yellow changed direction. So we're coming into this period here. So this is something, this is an argument in favor of a bullish move at the moment. So it's something to be aware of, and another reason not to over rotate on the downside here, okay? Because the configuration of the short-term wave yellow line is bullish at the moment, and it may kick off a stronger rally up into mid-February. All right. That is kind of all the information that I've got on the indexes. Let's go and take a look at the new models page. I did do a bit of a renovation here over the week, so I want to show you some of these new features. I've made it more granular in terms of your ability to sort. So now if you want to sort on and find the stocks with the highest probability of a pivot high in the coming week, you can just click on that. Before I made this change, it was just activity, and you had to go and take a look at each individual chart to see what the activity was. So this lets you get more precise about using the models page to find these opportunities on the upside and on the downside. So one of the things that jumped out at me just using this new feature here, mean move up in 2 standard deviations. Number one on the list by a mile is silver producers. So we can take a look at Silver P, SLVP here, and we can see this giant cluster of 2 standard deviation up moves over the next 2 weeks. Okay, so if you're interested in possibly bottom fishing here and taking advantage of this move up, this might be a great opportunity here, and one with a lot more clarity, I think, than some of the options available on the indexes. All right, so take a look at Silver P and take a look at the other models or symbols that are on the models page, sorted by different attributes here, and find an opportunity that works for you. So this is probably my single favorite page in all of time trades, because I can instantly filter through 500 stocks to find the stocks that are moving, or the symbols that are moving in the next 15 trading days or so. Okay, so that's silver producers. Let's do a quick review of crypto. We can take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not really giving a heck of a lot of clear signals at the moment. That's fine. It's just sort of correcting in time and putting everyone to sleep. And I'm perfectly fine standing aside from this and letting it play out until we get some clear signals of potential moves and also pivots coming up. So I'm just in wait and see mode here on Bitcoin, and we'll let this play out and engage when there's some clearer signals that indicate potential for profit. Ethereum. Ethereum, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Ethereum, to be honest. There's conflicting signals, in which case I'd like to, kind of bias more towards the side where there's 2 standard deviation moves. So we've got some small probability 2 standard deviation moves coming late this week. But then we've got some more conflicting signals with 1 standard deviation moves up and 2 standard deviation moves down the following week. We've got a 19% probability of a pivot on February 23rd. Honestly, I think I might want to just stand aside on this one too, instead of forcing anything. Let this play out, and preserve capital for some of these very, very clear opportunities that exist in March. And it really feels to me like this is going to be the spring of crypto, because we're seeing a lot of clusters of moves up in the March and April timeframe. Same thing with Litecoin. Litecoin popped up on our radar a couple of weeks ago. So once this pivot high move completes, then we go into a small probability pivot low March 18th, and then boom, we see a huge cluster of moves almost completely in one direction, and that's up. So very bullish overall forecast for Litecoin if we can just be patient and preserve capital until then. I don't see a lot of great trading opportunities until the March timeframe hits. But after that, wow, it's time to buckle up. Okay, so that's it for my review for this week. Hope you enjoyed this. Good luck this week and good trading. Bye now.